Hello everyone, this is John Corey Jackson, and this is another Nerding Out video. And I just finished writing a blog post, and I wanted to share this with you guys because I know that for me personally, sometimes I can get caught up in a rut, and sometimes life is as simple as making a simple change. And I think that's what this blog post is all about. And of course, I'm going to have this blog post down for you below to be able to read this. But this is the Nerding Out channel, and this content is all about sharing with you the faith that I have in Jesus Christ while sharing with you my nerdy passions, video games, things like that I'm into. And thank you for stopping in on the channel. I appreciate you so much. And if my content resonates with you, please consider subscribing, excuse me if I could talk. Consider subscribing to the channel and also be free to share this video as you so like. So I don't want to make the video overly long, but I do want to try and stress the point of the small change that George made in the episode The Opposite. Yeah, I think that's the episode. And just to give you, if you're not familiar, let me go through the blog post. So sometimes it seems like that. And I know, especially for me, I can't talk for anybody else, but for me, I do the same things every time. I do the same thing from Monday to Friday, pretty much. Even on Saturdays, I do the same thing pretty much. And Sundays, going to church, traveling the same exact way, back and forth, going to work, seeing the same people each and every day, interacting the same way, eating the same foods over and over again, going to the same grocery stores, having the same kinds of conversations. And I think you get the point. There's just so much that it seems like I do over and over again, and I wonder why my results are not where I want them to be. Is because I'm not doing anything different. I'm not stepping outside of my comfort zone. Excuse my voice. And I'm not taking risks. I'm not doing anything different. So how can I expect something different to happen when I keep on doing the same thing over and over again? And that's not even the spiritual stuff. That's just natural surface level on the outside things. But what we can learn from our friend George Costanza is George was having the same kind of struggle I'm having and maybe that you're having. So they were in Monk's talking one day, George and some of his friends, Jerry and Elaine particularly, and they were talking about what was going on. And Jerry starts out to encourage George to do something different because he's about to eat the same food that he normally eats from Monk. And I do have the video if you want to check it out. So my blog post will be down below if you want to check out the video. But anyway, George makes the small change of, okay, I always eat XYZ when I go to Monk's. Why not try eating ABC? And he does that. And it just so happens that he catches the attention of a young lady who ate the same thing. Now, I know that sounds like, oh, you get something different to eat. It's not that significant of a change. And of course, in the grand scheme of life, it's not. But a small change can lead to other small changes. And those small changes eventually have compound interest that turns out to be a big momentum shift in your favor. And what happened to George here is the young lady has connections to yes, I think I'm correct. The young lady has connections to the Yankees. And that eventually means that George is able to, through that connection, get hired on with the Yankees. Now, that one thing that George did, the small action of just ordering something different, sparked a change that led to a big gigantic change as far as his money, as far as his career, as far as him staying with his parents. He was able to move out. So I think, of course, it's a fictional scenario. Seinfeld is not real, but I think the takeaways are real. And I have a few down in this post. Again, the post will be down in the description box for you to check out because I want you to check out my blog. I think I've really put some good posts together and I think it'll be helpful. And I try to make them good short reads. So that said, these are a few takeaways that I had from the video because I rewatched it just to kind of get the perspective I wanted to share with you guys. George had friends that encouraged him to do something different. Jerry was the one that started him. Okay, if you did this thing, maybe doing the opposite thing will help you to get going. But after that, George had to take a small, powerful action himself in order to start things to change. And that change was as simple as changing his order as far as a food menu. So oftentimes I think, and this is the way I think at times, that we need a big, huge, gigantic, colossal change when in fact we just need to take the smallest possible change that we can today. And for George Costanza, that was a meal, which that meal led to obviously the biggest change happened for him, which means he got caught on with the Yankees. And it's up for us, it's up to us to decide what our biggest change is going to be. That change may start with you taking a different route to work. And it may start with you shopping for something different that you may not have had as far as a food item. It may involve you taking some kind of risk, starting a YouTube channel, starting a blog, starting a TikTok, starting an Instagram. It may be just as simple as that. And over the course of time, the small changes start to create momentum, which creates a different circumstance. And we're not the same person that we were before we made that change. So that is the gist of this blog post. Again, I want you to read it. I appreciate you stopping by and watching the video, but I do want you to read the post as well if you do have time. And thank you so much, guys. That's the point I want to drive home. We can make small changes that can help propel us into our greatness. And here are some things I thought to leave it as an example to get you started thinking of ways that you could change. Taking a different route to work, like I said several times before already. Trying different foods, starting a YouTube channel or blog. Ask that person out that you've been admiring, they've been admiring you, y'all have a relationship, y'all have rapport. Consider asking that person out and see how it goes. You may find a spouse in the making for you if you take that change. Write the song, draw that drawing, and do a small change. It doesn't have to be anything big. And start with that and see how it feels. Start with another small change, see how that feels. Start with another small change, see how that feels. So I hope this encourages you and inspires you to take some changes, to make some changes and to just start as small as you possibly can to see how far it can go when you start sticking up those changes. So thank you guys so much for checking out the video. I hope this blesses you. I hope this is encouragement to you. And I am talking to myself because I'm a person, I get stuck in a rut easily. And I tend to do the same things over and over again. And I know this is me as well. So I'm sharing these thoughts with you, but it's for me as well, if that makes sense. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this video if you felt like you got value from it. Thank you so much, and I appreciate it. God bless you. Have a great and wonderful day. Thank you so much.